Welcome back to Hannity. Earlier today, President Obama surrounded himself with children when he unveiled his gun control plan. The White House claims the kids wrote the president letters in the wake of the Sandy Hook school shooting tragedy. Watch this.
I started getting a lot of letters from kids. 4 of them are here today. Grant Fritz, Julia Stokes, Hinaziha, and Tasia Good. They're pretty representative of some of the messages that I got. These are some pretty smart letters from some pretty smart young people. And these are our kids. This is what they're thinking about. And so what we should be thinking about is our responsibility to care for them and shield them from harm.
I wonder if any kids wrote the president and said, "Don't take my daddy's gun." Now, many are now saying the president exploited these children for political gain. And while Obama was busy bypassing Congress on gun control, the National Rifle Association made it clear it is not backing down in this fight, and they released a scathing new ad.
Are the president's kids more important than yours? Then why is he skeptical about putting armed security in our schools when his kids are protected by armed guards at their school? Mr. Obama demands the wealthy pay their fair share of taxes, but he's just another elitist hypocrite when it comes to a fair share of security. Protection for their kids and gun-free zones for ours.
And as you can imagine, the White House was up in arms that the NRA mentioned the president's children in the ad. But ironically, Obama didn't mind exploiting other people's kids during today's press conference. Joining me now with reaction, Fox News contributors Monica Crowley and Leslie Marshall. Wait a minute. So you can't mention his kids, but we'll use these other kids as props and exploit them in the background here. A little hypocritical?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No. You know, I'm the mom of 2 kids, 4 and 5. Nobody can exploit my children except me. So if you think anybody exploited them, and I don't think they were exploited, it's the parents. The parents agreed. The kids sent the president a letter. And, Sean, this is about the kids. I'm not going to start singing Whitney Houston's "The Children Are Our Future," I promise. I mean, sure way.
I actually concede your point. And I would say, generally speaking, I think keep kids of elected officials out of politics. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
All right. But there is a double standard here. The president, I mentioned earlier in the program, in the case of Major Hassan, he didn't pay as much attention to that, did he? Because it didn't advance his political narrative. That's what it's selective moral outrage.
That's right. And look, anytime any side uses children in a political context, it's a very dicey proposition. I mean, you really have to be very, very careful. The president's children obviously are in a different category because
I thought it was creepy today. I thought that was inappropriate and exploitive.
And look, and here's why. The president has used his own children in campaign ads and especially in 2008 with joint interviews with Michelle and so on. He also used at least one child when he signed Obamacare, the health care bill, into law. So he has been known to use children as props. The reason today was different in this particular case, Sean, is because you're dealing with an issue that involves violence, and especially violence against children. To have those children there and to sort of drape himself in it was very cynical. Because how are you going to argue against children? You can't.
All right. One of the things that bothers me the most in all of this, Leslie, is we rightly protect our president, we protect our mayors, we protect our cabinet officials. Hollywood stars, they have the money to hire armed guards. We protect our money with armed guards. But we can't put armed guards in school. We can't put retired policemen in school. Here's another example of hypocrisy. Let's watch Dianne Feinstein.
I know the sense of helplessness that people feel. I know the urge to arm yourself, because that's what I did. I was trained in firearms. I'd walk to the hospital when my husband was sick. I carried a concealed weapon. And I made the determination that if somebody was going to try to take me out, I was going to take them with me.
Take them out? I wonder how hard it is to get a carry permit in San Francisco. Ouch. Want to defend that, Ms. Marshall?
I live in California with a neighborhood that everybody is a Republican, so I don't know where you think everything's blue in California. Sean, we as liberals are not saying we want to take your guns. What we're saying, and honestly, what even gun owners, and many Democrats are gun owners, especially in the Wild West of California.
No gun owner I know agrees with this.
Gun owners who hunt say we don't need AK-47s to blow away Bambi
No
and their
gun
family.
owner, I know. Stop it.
Gun
No, that's
owners who
not
shoot
true.
targets don't need semi-automatic
Gun owners
weapons.
are not supporting this. And by the way, assault weapons are used in hunting in spite of
You
what
don't
people
need-
say.
but you
in
don't
New
need
York,
them.
you can only have 7 bullets now. What do you do if you have 2 intruders and you miss the first few times? I'm out of bullets. Thank you, Governor Cuomo and President Obama.
And look, the bigger issue here is freedom. This is a freedom issue.
Exactly.
It's obviously, a Second Amendment issue, and there's a reason why the founders made this particular issue number 2 in the Bill of Rights, because it was so incredibly important. And the purpose of the Second Amendment is to allow the citizenry to guarantee themselves a free state, so that if the government somehow turns on you, you have the weapons to defend
like in Germany and Spain and Italy
and
you mean that happens?
Yeah,
Governments actually become tyrannical?
And what we have here,
historically?
Sean, of course, we've seen this. Germany, Italy, Japan, yes, we've seen it. But, here's the point. Rahm Emanuel, Obama's first chief of staff, infamously said, never let a crisis go to waste. And so what we see here is the gradual chipping away at our freedoms, and in this case, gun rights.
Exploiting it. All right, guys, good to see you. Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.